What's going on, guys? Chun is back. I got another 4th gen standard match for you guys today. This is against ABCD, who I actually found on Smogon, and I just wanted to return back to Smogon just to see if I've gotten any better since battling there from the last time. See if I've improved, because it's been a while since I've battled anyone on Smogon, but this is what we got here. I'm leading with Frostlass, he's leading with Aerodactyl, and I'm immediately going to show the Ice Shard since most people don't expect that from Frostlass, but he goes for the Stone Edge right away, which really surprised me. I thought for sure he would taunt or Stealth Rock first since Aerodactyl is naturally faster, but here I do decide to try to get the 2-hit KO, since if I can prevent Stealth Rock, then Dragonite has free reign later on. But he's actually going to switch out and go into his Swampert here, and I figured he would switch, but I did want to just try for it anyway, thinking maybe he just wanted to set up rocks and then just die. Not the best move on my part, especially since he shows he has a Swampert, but his Stone Edge really put pressure on me. But now I have to make a decision. I know he's going to attack, so should I set up spikes for the long term or kill Swampert with Destiny Bond? If I take it out, I won't have to deal with a bulky water, which is still a thorn on this team's side, but setting up my other guys to sweep is more important, so I go for the spikes as he waterfalls me. So now I have to prepare myself for the long process of wearing this Swampert down. I think for a while I know to bring in. Perk can take a hit from a lot of my guys. And he can actually hit a lot of my guys for super effective damage, except for Dusknoir and Lucario, so I don't want to reveal Lucario, so I bring Dusknoir in, and I just go for the Will-O-Wisp to put it on a timer, but he roars me into Lucario anyway, so now I definitely have to switch, since Luke will still take a ton from Earthquake, even though it's burned. The Dusknoir I've been using is pretty cool. I built it basically just to take on bulky waters and the most common spin blocker, which is Starmie. So it's been working pretty well for me, although the EVs could use some tweaking. But anyway, I'm considering Dusknoir again here, so as not to reveal too many of my guys since he showed Roar, but I decided to go to Flygon. And I kind of did this just to gauge what type of player he was. Would he go for the high risk move by making a blind prediction to a flying type and go for Ice Beam, or would he play safe? But he went for EQ. This turn's nothing special here. I'm just going to U-turn out and just try to get chip damage on Swampert, since combined with the burn I'll continue to wear it down. And I was scouting for the Ice Beam here, so I'm going to decide to go back to Dusknoir. And he actually decides to go for the Earthquake, so he predicted my U-turn, since I'm using the most common set, Choice Scarf, so pretty good on his part. He might have been hoping I would go back to Lucario or maybe another Steel type, but not really sure. Here I just decided to just go for the Shadow Sneak, figuring he would stay in, because he's been staying in for a couple of turns now, so I'm thinking he's just going to sit on his tank. But he actually switches and he goes to Zapdos. Now the Shadow Sneak was still a good play, since I can see if he's got leftovers or not, and it turns out he does. So I'm immediately thinking this is a Subroost set, because Subroost is really good in the 4th gen standard metagame. But you guys will see later on. It's looking back on it in hindsight, this is probably not the Subroost set, but we'll just go with that thought process for right now. It is the most common set. So I just decide to test this theory out, and I'm thinking about who to go to, but I decided to go to Heatran. I figured since Dusknoir's kind of been annoying for him, so he would want to go for the Toxic right away. And he'd want this bulky Ghost poisoned. Although Substitute would be the better move for him to scout what I would do. But I go to Heatran, and he goes right for the Toxic, so that definitely tells me he might have been pretty desperate to get Dusknoir on a timer, and he might not have anybody to hit it for super effective damage, or just hit it hard in general. So, but now that I've seen a flyer, I absolutely have to get Stealth Rock up, since he could have others. There's also the potential I could force Zapdos out here, which is what I was hoping for, and he does go back to Swampert as I set up the Stealth Rock, I was still surprised because I still thought it was sub roost, and typically it's invested in special defense. But he goes back to Swampert, and looking back, it's probably a different set. It's probably not sub roost at all. In fact, it's probably physically defensive. But anywho, as far as Swampert goes, everything is going according to plan. I don't want to risk him predicting a switch to Flygon and going for an Ice Beam. I do have Shukaberry in case he Earthquakes, which should not KO unless he's got some attack investment. I calc the damage for Dragon Pulse, and I had a very good shot at KOing, especially given the burn, so I go for it here. But he's actually going to go back to his lead to fodder it out. I'm thinking he wanted to see if I was choiced or not. But the cool thing is, since I have Shukaberry, this is one of those situations where I can bluff the choice item. So, unfortunately, it's not going to work out for him there, if that's what he was planning to do. So, but anyway, he is going to go back to Zapdos. And I'm thinking, since I'm timid max speed and Subroost has no real speed invested, that I would outspeed it. So I'm going to decide to just pressure him with Flamethrower, and hopefully it does enough to where he can't substitute or roost stall me. And that was my thought process there. But as you guys will see, look at this damage. It almost takes him out, actually. So that kind of threw the sub-roost thing out the window. So I'm thinking he's physically defensive and he's just carrying Toxic. And he goes straight for the Thunderbolt, and he gets the Parahax, so I'm not going to be able to outspeed it now to try to get the 2-hit KO. But the hacks was bound to happen sooner or later, since there hasn't been any real hacks yet. So, I mean, these things, it has to happen, pretty much. So, I had a couple thoughts here. I can Earth Power predicting the Roost, or I can switch to something else. But I was still thinking it was Sub-Roost for some reason. So I was thinking he might get a free turn to set up. Or I can just Flamethrower and maintain the pressure. And actually, Flamethrower is going to be the safest move, since Earth Power is pretty risky. So I'm just going to decide to go for that. Just go for the Flamethrower and keep the pressure on. But yeah, he's actually going to switch out here and go to Snorlax. Now, when I saw Snorlax come in, I immediately thought his last would be Breloom, since I see that combination pretty often. Snorlax, Zapdos, and Breloom, they typically roll with each other, but that might just be me. That's just based on my experience, but now I'm thinking this might be a curse set, so I don't want to go to Lucario right away, since that's Suicide, and he's the best thing I've got to deal with it, the Snorlax. And Snorlax typically carries Earthquake, so I decided to go to Dragonite instead, but he actually shows he's carrying the Fire Punch. So he must have predicted Lucario to come in, but now I'm thinking he doesn't have Earthquake. Or if he does, he might have forgot about Flygon, I'm not really sure. But he didn't show the leftover, so I'm thinking he's carrying Chestoberry. So surprisingly, he switches out. And that tells me he's either cursed with Chestoberry, or he might even be choice banded. So, although given the damage Fire Punch did, it's probably a curse set with Chestoberry. So, anyway, Zapdos gets knocked out with a Fire Punch. I didn't even want to set up because he showed Toxic earlier. So I just wanted to finish it off, so Dragonite wouldn't get stuck on a timer. Now he brings his own Dragonite in, which I haven't seen yet. The worst thing this could be is Mixed Dragonite, which if it is, I'm in trouble, since I don't even think Lucario would like taking a -2 Fire Blast, and Heatran is paralyzed, and I don't exactly want to check it with Flygon by Outraging, in case his last is another Steel type. He could double switch to bait the Outrage if his last is a Steel type, but I decided to just get ballsy here and just set up in his face. He probably thinks I'm Dragon Dance, but I'm not. I am actually an Agility Dragonite. So he actually goes for Earthquake there, predicting either Heatran or Lucario to come back in, predicting me to think he's gonna Draco Meteor, I guess, or Outrage. But this is basically the theory I wanted to test with this version of this team. Just run 2 agility sweepers, basically where one sweeper would clean up what the other one couldn't. And I think Lucario and Dragonite are perfect for this, since they have almost perfect type synergy. I think the only thing that really hits them both for neutral is electric moves. So his last tier is actually Machamp, and his Swampert easily went down back there, since he just took so much residual damage between the burn and the entry hazard. So I'm thinking this is the common sub-variant, since I didn't see it in the lead spot. Now, after Outrage has ended, I believe, at this point, and I do apologize guys, I wasn't really looking at the video. I was looking, but not looking, so. But anyway, I go to Heatran, so Outrage did end there. And he goes for the Ice Punch. And I just wanted to scout his moves. And he's actually carrying Life Orb, which kind of surprises me actually. But this next move is going to surprise me even more. Heatran's pretty much fodder at this point. I just want him to Dynamic Punch it, but he's actually carrying Earthquake, which is like, wow. That's crazy, especially given Ground and Fighting pretty much hit the same stuff for super effective damage. It's pretty much redundant coverage, but I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna be able to clean things up with Dragonite and just go for the Outrage, and that is going to be the game. So that's pretty much it. It was a good game, ABCD. Definitely hope to play you again sometime. And his last is Snorlax, actually. I forgot about Snorlax, but between Spikes and Rocks, he's definitely going to be in range for an Outrage to take him out, especially since I'm carrying Life Orb. But yeah, it's going to be the match, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed what you saw and enjoyed what you heard. And I'm gonna do a bit of a question of the day. Something I've been thinking about actually. What do you guys think about me doing live narrations? And I'm talking about true live commentary, basically. Just go ahead and leave your comments, leave your thoughts in the comment box below, just to see if you guys want me to do that or not. It's something that I mean, you guys can call it jumping on the bandwagon, since Xenon's done it now and Wild Chase is doing it fairly often now. But it's honestly, it's something I had been thinking about doing for a while actually, but I just didn't know how the community would take it. So, but I'm seeing them actually doing it, so I'm thinking about jumping on and doing that as well. Just maybe doing it the same way Wild Chase is doing it, or maybe kind of mix it up, maybe do it a little bit different. But anyway, kind of rambling on, but let me know what you guys think about that, and I'll definitely see if I'll do that in the near future. Definitely look forward to some other battles being uploaded more often. I've been battling quite a bit, so I just have to get a couple of them uploaded here on the channel. So anyway, just be on the lookout for that, guys. And until next episode, Chun is out. Peace.